Adam. He was the first human being created by God and was granted the unique miracle of being taught the names of all things in existence. This divinely inspired knowledge gave him a level of understanding that surpassed even the angels, establishing his role as the first prophet and the father of humanity. Idris. He is traditionally credited with being the first person to use a pen for writing and to study the movements of the stars. His miracles were centered around wisdom and craftsmanship, as he showed people how to sew garments and calculate time, elevating the standard of human civilization through these early technological breakthroughs. Noah. He built a massive ark on dry land under divine instruction, a feat that seemed impossible to those around him at the time. When a great flood eventually covered the earth, this vessel became the miraculous means of survival for his family and pairs of every animal species, preserving life for a new beginning. Hud. He was sent to the people of Ad, who were known for their immense physical strength and the towering pillars they constructed. When they refused to change their ways, a miraculous and devastating windstorm was sent that lasted for 7 nights and 8 days, leaving only the believers untouched, while the powerful civilization was swept away. Salih. His miracle was the appearance of a unique she-camel that emerged directly from a solid rock in response to the demands of his people. This creature was a clear sign of divine power, and she was granted a specific day to drink from the local water source, providing milk for the entire community in return. Abraham. He was thrown into a massive bonfire by a powerful king, yet the flames lost their heat and became cool and peaceful for him. This event served as a profound sign of protection, as he walked out of the fire completely unharmed, with not even his clothing singed by the heat. Lut. He warned his people of their destructive behaviors and was eventually commanded to lead his followers away from their city under the cover of night. As they departed, a miraculous rain of stones and a great upheaval destroyed the city they left behind, marking a definitive end to the corruption of that society. Ishmael. While he was an infant in a barren desert, his mother ran between 2 hills searching for water, until a spring miraculously gushed from the dry sand beneath his feet. This spring, known as Zamzam, continues to flow to this day and allowed a thriving civilization to grow in an otherwise uninhabitable wilderness. Isaac. His birth was a miracle in itself, as he was born to parents who were both well beyond the typical age of childbearing. This event fulfilled a divine promise and ensured the continuation of a lineage of prophets who would guide future generations across the region. Jacob. He possessed a deep spiritual intuition and spent years in patient sorrow after being separated from his youngest son. His sight, which had been lost due to years of weeping, was miraculously restored when he placed his son's shirt over his eyes, symbolizing the return of joy and the reunion of his family. Joseph. He was granted the miraculous ability to interpret dreams with perfect accuracy, a skill that eventually led him from a prison cell to the highest levels of government. By foreseeing 7 years of abundance followed by 7 years of famine, he was able to save the entire region from starvation through careful planning. Job. He endured years of intense physical suffering and the loss of his wealth and family with unwavering patience. His miracle occurred when he was commanded to strike the ground with his foot, causing a cool spring to emerge that healed his skin and restored his health and prosperity. Shuaib. He was known as an eloquent speaker who guided a merchant nation that was famous for cheating in trade and weights. Though he didn't rely on physical wonders as much as others, his survival during the supernatural destruction of the corrupt marketplace was a testament to his protected status. Moses. He carried a wooden staff that could miraculously transform into a living serpent and was later used to split the Red Sea in half. This created a dry path through the water for his people to escape, with the towering waves standing like walls on either side before crashing back down. Aaron. He served as a spokesperson and support for his brother, possessing a unique gift for clear and persuasive speech. His miracle was the divine validation of his leadership role, which was confirmed when his staff uniquely blossomed and bore fruit, distinguishing him among the tribal leaders. Zul-Kifl. He was a prophet known for his extraordinary discipline and his ability to fulfill difficult covenants under pressure. His miracle was his steadfastness in maintaining a position of leadership and judgment without ever failing his moral obligations, serving as a model of human endurance. David. He was gifted with a voice so beautiful that the mountains and birds would join him in praise, and he possessed the miraculous ability to soften iron with his bare hands, allowing him to forge intricate coats of armor without the need for fire or tools, revolutionizing the protection of his soldiers. Solomon. He was granted a kingdom like no other, with the miraculous power to control the wind and speak the languages of animals and insects. He also commanded a unique workforce of unseen beings who helped him construct magnificent structures and gather riches from the depths of the sea. Elias. He was sent to reform a people who worshipped idols and was known for his ability to call for rain after a long period of drought. His life was marked by his miraculous survival while being pursued by a hostile queen, eventually being taken up in a whirlwind. Elisha. He inherited the prophetic mantle and performed several wonders, including the healing of the sick and the multiplication of small amounts of food to feed many. His presence brought a sense of calm and divine providence to the people of Israel during a time of great political turmoil. Jonah. He was swallowed by a massive fish after being cast into a stormy sea, surviving inside its belly for 3 days in total darkness. After his sincere prayers, the fish miraculously spat him out onto a shore, allowing him to return to his city and successfully guide over 100,000 people. Zechariah. He was an elderly man who was miraculously granted a son, John, after his wife had been barren for her entire life. This birth was preceded by a sign where he was unable to speak to people for 3 days, communicating only with gestures until the child was born. John. He was granted wisdom and the ability to understand scripture while he was still a young child, bypassing the usual years of study. He lived a life of extreme devotion in the wilderness and was known for his miraculous purity of character and his role in preparing the way for those who followed him. Jesus. He was born to a virgin mother and spoke as an infant in the cradle to defend her honor. Throughout his life, he performed many physical miracles, such as healing the blind, curing lepers, and bringing the dead back to life, all while emphasizing spiritual transformation and mercy. Muhammad. He received the Quran, a book of unparalleled linguistic beauty and complexity, which is considered his greatest and lasting miracle. During his life, he also experienced the night journey, where he traveled from Mecca to Jerusalem and through the heavens in a single night, returning before the sun rose.